Hello friends, my name is Miss Jackie and I work at the Weston Ranch Branch Library. I am here today to show you a fun craft that you can do from home using supplies you already have. So the craft that we are going to make today is cardboard butterflies. So let's take a look at what we're going to need, the supplies that we need to make this, and then let's go through the steps on how to make this fun little butterfly. Okay, let's get started. So let's go over the supplies that we are going to need today. So the first supply you are going to need is a cardboard tube. Now this can be a toilet paper tube or even a paper towel tube. If you get one from the paper towels, go ahead and cut it down just to make it a little smaller. You could make a big one, but we're gonna go with a small butterfly today. The other thing you're going to need is paper. Now you can get white paper or newspaper or paper with color on it. It doesn't really matter as long as you have some paper. We're also going to need scissors. We are going to need glue. And we're going to need a writing utensil. Whether you use a pencil or a marker or a crayon, it doesn't really matter as long as you have something to write with. And then the last thing you're going to need are embellishments for the wings. And we'll talk about that a little bit later because there's a lot of different options you can use to decorate your wings. So let's get started. Now, what you can do for the cardboard tube is if you have paint, you can paint it. This one here is painted with just some of this glitter glue that I found from the dollar store. It gives it maybe not so much color, but it does make it shine. Now, if you don't have any paint, you can also use the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use the paper to give the body of our butterfly some color. So pick the color that you want. For my case, I'm going to go ahead and make the body green. And you're going to take your cardboard tube and you're going to put it right on the edge so the end of the cardboard tube touches the end of the paper. We're going to take our writing utensil and we are going to mark at the top right there. Okay, once we've marked it, let's go ahead and grab our scissors. Now, if you can't cut, don't worry. Go ahead and grab an adult, someone who's in the house who can cut this for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a straight line right across there. So let's go ahead and get started cutting. If it's not super straight, don't worry. Our butterflies are meant to look however we want them to look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So now we have our strip, and we're going to set it down, and if you can tell if I did it kind of correctly, it's going to line up a little. So we're going to take our glue, and we're going to put glue all over the paper. All over, all over, all over. We'll do it about halfway at first. We're going to put our cardboard tube on there again. We're going to grab the edge and we're going to smooth it on. And then we're going to roll. And we're going to roll and we're going to roll. And we're going to need some more glue. So go ahead and put glue on there. You don't need a whole lot. And we can always add glue as we go. So let's roll. And roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. And once we reach the end, we're going to give it a massage. And we're going to put it, and you might need to put a little bit more in the end. That's going to happen. So we'll put some more. Rub, rub, rub. And massage it. We want it to go ahead and stick to the tube. So we're going to rub it in. And there we go. Now it's decorated. Now the next thing that we are going to need for our butterfly are wings. So I'm going to go ahead and do yellow wings. And the thing about butterflies is butterflies have identical wings. So if you ever see a butterfly, you're going to notice the wings are the same on either side, both in the color and how they look. So in order to get identical wings, I'm going to show you a trick. Take your paper and fold it in half. Now mine looks a little weird because it's the orange on the other side, but I'm going to be using the other half. So we have it folded, and we're going to take our marker and we're going to draw a heart. So let's draw a heart. There we go. And now we're going to cut. That is the wrong lid for that, isn't that? So let's go ahead and take this and keep the two pages together when you cut out your hearts. And if you don't get it perfect, again, don't worry. It's all gonna turn out beautiful in the end. See, Miss Jackie is cutting and you can still see a little purple, but that's okay. All right, so let's put that to the side. And now we have our heart, right? And if you take it apart, you now have identical hearts. Look at that. You didn't have to do it twice. It's half of the work. So we have our hearts there. Let's go ahead and put those aside for right now. And the next thing that we need for our butterfly are eyes. So if you have googly eyes at home, you definitely can use googly eyes, or you can draw it on. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out some more hearts. So I'm gonna cut a strip of white paper. And again, I'd like my eyes to be identical, and I don't wanna cut out 2 circles. So I'm gonna fold that in half. And I'm going to cut out a circle, and it probably is going to be too big the first time, but that's okay, because the great thing is you have it here. Just gently and slowly cut around in the circle. See, we're just going to cut off a little at a time until we get it the size we want. So there we go. That's garbage. And we have 2, maybe, there we go, 2 eyes. Now, what do our eyes need? Our eyes need pupils. Now, butterflies have hundreds and hundreds of eyes, but we're gonna make it simple and just do 2. So, what you can do is you could, if you wanted, just take a marker or a crayon and go ahead and draw those on there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some out. I'm gonna do the same technique as we've done with everything else because, hey, why make it more difficult? So let's fold it in half. Perfect. And let's cut out a circle. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna cut that out and move that to the side, and that is way too big. Look at that, you can't even see the eyeball. So let's go ahead and cut around. Now, if you get it right on the first time, I think you are awesome. Sometimes though, when we do circles, it might take a little bit of work. And you know, if it's not a perfect circle, then it's all right. It all is gonna come together in the end and it's gonna look fabulous. I'm gonna cut a little bit more there, and there we go. Look at that, we got 2 pupils. Let's move all of this to the side. We don't need that. All right, and the last thing that we need for our butterfly are antennae. And antennae are extremely important for a butterfly. They use it to move around and to do all kinds of things so that they can navigate our world. So we're gonna take our black and we're gonna cut out 2, let's see, maybe about that big antenna. They don't need to be super huge, kind of thin. All you gotta do is cut a strip and another strip. If you have pipe cleaners, you could easily use pipe cleaners to glue them in there to do your antenna as well. So we have our antennae, and actually this one's a little big. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down just a little. So they maybe will look a little bit the same. Okay, so we have our antenna, we have our eyes, and we have our wings. Now it is time to get started on putting it together. So we're gonna take our body, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the wings first. So since these are my wings, I want them to be like this on the back. So I'm gonna take some glue, and I'm gonna put it here, just on the tip. We don't need to do the whole thing because it's not gonna go over. And then I'm gonna glue it to the other wing. Look, now those are stuck together. Now we're gonna take our glue and we're gonna do it again here. And we're gonna cover a little bit more. We're gonna put that there, and we're gonna take whatever side we want the back of the butterfly to be, and we're gonna put it just like that. And then you're gonna push, and you're gonna push, and we're gonna massage it on there. Now, if it looks like it's not sticking right away, that's okay. It's gonna take a little bit of time for the glue to grab and to dry. So we're just gonna set it down and let it sit. And then next, we're gonna glue our eyes on. So we're gonna take the pupil there, and we're going to put some glue on the back and one just right on front. And we're gonna do the same with the other ones. And if in the end your hands are a little sticky, that's all right. Luckily with glue, it just washes off, so you can wash your hands right after you're done making your butterfly, which is perfect time for it to dry. So we put the black on that piece. So let's go ahead and put now glue on the back and put it wherever we want the eye to be. So I'm gonna set it right there. And if it sticks up a little, that's all right. If anyone knows who Fly Guy is, you might have some Fly Guy eyes. If you don't know who Fly Guy is, check to see what the library has. We might have some on Hoopla or Overdrive, and you can see who that funny little fly is. So next we're gonna do our antenna. Now with the antenna, we're gonna do a little different because we're not gonna put it on the outside. You could put it on the outside, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the inside of the tube. Now, the same with the wings, we're only gonna put glue on the bottom. We don't need it all over because we're not gluing anything else. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on the kind of the outside of the eye here. This one might take a little bit more of massaging because my fingers are a little sticky. And then we're gonna take the other one and we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna put glue just on the bottom, and then we're gonna stick it right on the side, and you can see that I have them on either side there. All right, so guess what? You made a butterfly. Now the last thing you might want to do is give it a mouth, because it's nice to have a butterfly with a little smile, right? Now you could cut it out with paper, or if you have something at home that you think would make a really funny mouth, you can. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my marker and just give it a little smile. Look at that. Now we had a butterfly with a smile. But butterflies are beautiful. And while this is beautiful, I think it'd be a little fun to give it some extra decorations. So to decorate the wings, you can do that in any way you want. Maybe you have crayons or markers and you'd like to color the wings. Or maybe you have something like I have in this bag here. I have some rhinestones in this bag. You could do rhinestones. But you know, I found some buttons at my house that I think would be really pretty to put on there. So these are my buttons, and they're all kind of the same color, and they're all kind of the same shape, but really, I just want to have some fun. So let's see, I think I'm gonna put this one here, and I'll kind of like copy it with a different green on that side. I found these cool heart buttons, not butterflies, heart buttons that are perfect for our butterfly, and some red ones. And maybe I'll move that there, and look at that. So now we're gonna glue it. So we'll take our glue stick and we'll put some glue there. We know what it looks like. We know what it's gonna be. Now remember how I said butterfly wings are identical? Even the design on a butterfly's wings are the same on either side. So if you happen to be outside, see if you can tell when you look at the butterfly that they have the same. Or maybe you might look in a book, or you can look online. We have some great books on our Hoopla and Overdrive app, again, that are gonna show you different kinds of butterflies, because butterflies are so cool, and you can see the life process of a butterfly, from when it's a caterpillar to how it turns into a butterfly. It's pretty amazing. So guess what, you guys? We did it. You made a butterfly. Now you might want to let it sit for a little bit just to dry, because if you pick it up, there's a chance the buttons might fall off or you might lose your wings. But if you let it sit long enough, it'll all stick together, and then you could do this and you have a butterfly. Oh my goodness. I would love to see your butterflies. So when you guys are done making them, post them on Instagram or on Facebook and tag us so that we can see your cool. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today as we made our cardboard tube butterflies. I hope you had fun making them. And don't forget, you can learn all about butterflies from the books that we have through our Hoopla and Overdrive app. That way you can get them right now and read all you need to read about butterflies. Thank you, and I hope you have an amazingly fantastic day. Bye.